Hello, and welcome to our webinar. I'm very excited to be here and to have all of you joining us, some of which I know well, and others that are new friends to get to know. Uh, Before we start, I would like to just introduce myself and let you know a little bit about who I am. I'm Tiza Pyle, and I'm Brazilian by birth, but have spent most of my life in the United States. During my career, I worked in many companies in corporate America and with a specialty in human resources, organization development, leadership development, and really became very interested in the whole change management process, not only helping people transition within corporations, as well as being part of reorganizations, mergers and acquisitions, and other situations that required quite a bit of change and transformation, not only organizational as well as individually. I like this picture because it talks to me about opportunities. How often do you have a bird on your hand? It is possible if you put yourself in the right position. This is a picture when I was with my grandchildren at a zoo near Chicago, and we went into the birdhouse. And at that time, I had this bird come and visit me in my hand. I like it because it talks about the possibilities and believing that something can be possible. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Change and opportunity for innovation. We have had a tremendous amount of change in this year of 2020. And in spite of its uncertainty, I think it is a time also to look for opportunity, to be creative, and to innovate. And this is what we're going to cover in this webinar today. How change impacts people. We're going to be talking about the stages of transition. I'm also going to share with you the base model for change that I have developed to navigate unknown times. And we're going to take a deep dive into the awareness, the second foundation of this model that's going to help you navigate change like a pro. And then I'm going to be briefly discussing a template in how to develop an individual developmental plan for you or for your business. Let us talk a little bit about a classic model for change. The first model is really the one that we look in corporations. We have a current state that is no longer desirable. It also could be a personal state that you no longer see as viable or desirable, and you imagine or plan for a future new state. And between the stage that has ended and the new one that's going to happen, there's a transition state in which change really happens. That's common in mergers and acquisitions. That's common when you would do a new business process, and is something that we experience in life. The other piece of this puzzle on the change process is what happened to you individually, the psychological process that happens internally. When the current state ends, you need to let go, and it's the time of ending of something in your life. The new beginnings are not certain yet, and that's the time where uncertainty can be in place. And there's this between state in which really opportunity lies to make changes, to reevaluate what you have, and be prepared for a new state. In this in-between state, there's a lot of uncertainty, but also that's where lies a lot of opportunities. What happens to us individuals in time of changes? The first thing is a sense of loss for a reality that no longer exists. Whatever we knew to be true or whatever we're planning to change is going to stop to exist. Then there is a tremendous lack of clarity about what is the future. Although it's something we desire, it's something that needs to be planned for, and we really don't know. And as humans, we're not comfortable with the unknown. And then what we're left with is some confusion, uncertainty, and yes, even some fear in this in between stage. And this is the psychological process of the transition that happens within most people when they are faced with change. There are many emotional responses when we see change: denial, fear, withdrawal, anger, isolation, shock. You may be embracing the new. You may seeking justice. Who do I blame for this uncomfortable stage in my life? Not uncommon, and these are to be expected in the process of change. Now, I would like to invite you to think about other possible responses to change and use the chat in the platform to put your thoughts down and consider what are the responses that you might have for the changes you initiate, and what are the responses that you consider when changes are forced upon you? They may be unexpected and or unwanted. Take a few minutes to complete this exercise. As we see from the responses in the chat, the questions answered when you initiate the change tend to be a lot more positive. Their excitement, their expectation, there's a sense of hope, while the changes that are put upon you create more of a negative response of uncertainty, of fear, of confusion. And this is common and real for everybody. And I think it's important that we consider that, especially when we're dealing with organizations or when you are in a position of leadership, helping others transition through change. Leaders have a tremendous impact in how they can support their organizations and their employees during this stage of transitions in order to get the results that you want back to productivity and profitability. I like this thought by Marriott, in which he says, if you take care of your employees, they will take care of your customers and your business will take care of itself. That's an important triangle where you have employees, customers, and if you take care of those, the profitability will become an outcome of the good practices that you create around employee engagement and customer satisfaction. And then you have the other statement, similar: take care of employees and they'll take care of your business. Is that simple? But I also like the follow up to this: train people well enough so they can leave, treat them well enough so they don't want to. And that's the important piece of leadership, of creating a culture and creating an environment where the people that are responsible for your results or for your customer satisfaction can feel comfortable and live productively and responsibly within the organization. What's possible in times of change? We can create a vision of your desired future. We can let go of the past that no longer serves you, and we can see opportunities for innovation and change in this in-between state. Creating a vision is important because it starts framing this future that is uncertain for you and start creating an amount of comfort and confidence of what is in the future. Letting go of the past, it's another important piece to allow you to move forward, and we'll be talking more about this. And also the excitement of opportunities and innovation when things are not firmly decided, but they have an opportunity and they can happen as you create the possibility of something new. I would like to share with you some of the experiences that I had in my life that led me to create this base model for change. I have had a lot of changes in my life. And when I was writing in my book, Fat Hurts, that tells the story of my transformation, having lost 130 pounds in my 60s. I started reflecting, how have I changed? How many changes have I had? And what did I do to do this? And this has led into understanding that in an intuitive way, I had a process. And this process came to life as I reflected on these various changes and as I continued to learn about the change process from authors and different models. And the first big change that I saw in my life, it was when I went to college in a culture that probably did not support that at my time, for women to pursue an education. It was more acceptable for you to expect to get married, create a family, and be the caretaker of your family, but not to pursue a lot of education. I was very fortunate that I had the support of my parents, particularly my mother, but I believe that I could go through this and have a college education. So that, I think, was one of the first models that I saw belief as being part of my ability to do something that was different and challenging. Other big changes is where I moved to the United States after meeting my husband and decided to get married. And that was leaving my family. I came by myself and creating a life in the United States. I had different jobs. I changed jobs. I lost a job. And all of these experiences allowed me to grow and to see different opportunities. And as I went through all of these, I started saying, what really did I do? The next stage was really this awareness piece. I had to know myself, accepting what I was good at, what I didn't know as well, and what I had to change if I was going to continue to reach my goals. And we moved to Delaware, which was another huge change when Roger, my husband, had the opportunity to work in a very substantial project there. And so at that time, I left all of my support network in Chicago and went to a different university in a different town. And the surprise there was that I thought it would be easy for me. It was not. It was when I really had to dig deep into the transition process and letting go of a past that I knew and loved, and not knowing what I was going to do, especially from a work perspective in a new town, and working through this in between state. At that time, I was able to finish my doctoral program, and I didn't work for a whole year, and then started creating a consulting organization. So all of this was part of this huge transition. The other big change was losing the weight, as I had mentioned before. Another one was moving to a retirement community. And on this one, I have written a short booklet sharing our experience in using the belief that we could do something different in moving to this retirement community. And now perhaps the biggest and largest change that I'm facing in restructuring my life in the pandemic year of 2020, having lost my husband in May of 2020. So believing that I can do something, being aware of who I am and my limitations, seeking the support I need, and executing a plan became the platform from which I have been able to make so many changes in my life. And this is what I want to share this experience with others and teach others this process so they can all also be successful in stressful or joyful times of changes in their lives. Here are the four pillars, foundations of this model. Belief is open your mind and heart to what's possible. And I mean mind and heart. It is a holistic approach that your whole self has to be part of. Awareness, know and accept who you are and what you can do. The big challenge in awareness is also the acceptance the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I say it, but all of this is who you are. Find the help you need. It's not easy to find, and most importantly, ask for help, but it's an important piece of the process that you have to learn and you have to practice. And also the execution, create a plan that works for you. And so this is the foundation that we can move forward in creating change. And now we're going to dig a little deeper into the second foundation, awareness, and see what are the three elements that comprise this. The first element is know who you are. It's really, we all bring unique gifts to this world. Self-awareness becomes a powerful tool for change. It's a journey of self-discovery, is a humility of accepting who you are, and also is the time to make a decision to modify thinking and behaviors to meet our goals. There are many tools that you can use to accomplish this. There are excellent assessment tools available to you. And all of these can make the foundation and the basis for self-knowledge that allows you to fully meet your aspirations as you move forward. The second leg of awareness is letting go of the past. It doesn't mean that you're going to forget or ignore what you have been or what you have accomplished. It requires honoring and accepting and then moving forward into a new reality. The past is our history, and letting this past go can be hard. In times of change, holding on to what you know can delay your ability to move forward. And letting go is a grieving process that needs to be recognized and allowed to happen. If you hang on to what you know and to that past, it's going to delay your ability to be creative, to be innovative, and to move into a new, more wanted reality for yourself during a process of change. Not easy, but you can do it. The other leg, which is the fun piece of this transition into awareness, is between a past that is gone and the future that is not well defined lies the world of possibilities. In times of change, becoming aware of possibilities can create a path for renewal and new thinking. The natural fear of the unknown can be a barrier. Becoming aware of this reality helps us move forward. Self-awareness is a powerful tool that opens a path to see what's possible for you. So this seeing opportunities is a big piece of the awareness foundation into the base model. There's power in the in-between space. That's where innovation is possible. Some questions for you to think with. How can I create and define new ways that help me move forward? And this is a question that I think is a powerful one to help you in this in-between space and your ability to move forward. What have I not done that if I start doing now can help me create a rewarding new reality? And I'll read it again so you can think about this and start answering it for yourself as a way for you to have the fun of finding possibilities in this uncertain times that we're dealing with right now. What have I not done that if I start doing now can help me create a rewarding new reality? I see some interesting responses on chat in where we talk about being open to making mistakes and learning from this, working towards new skills that you did not have, and many other ideas that you can start looking at and moving forward into innovation and new experiences. An important piece of having change is to create an action plan. And here are some suggestions. What is the one and only one change or goal that you want? The important thing of focusing in one is that if you make a big list, 4, 5, or 6, it gets diluted and you're not going to have that necessary focus to accomplish what you want to do. That's why in creating action plans that are going to lead to results, we suggest that you focus in one change or one goal at a time. You can have many action plans, but accomplish one, get a new habit established, reach a goal before you move into the next one. And they can be layered, so you can start one after another. But remember that if you put too many on the board, none get done. Another important piece is, what is your compelling reason for this change or for reaching this goal? This is really important. That's what in corporate we used to call the burning platform. Nobody is going to jump in the North Atlantic by desire, but if your oil rig is on fire, guess what? You're going to jump in the water. It is that reason that's going to sustain you during the hard work necessary to achieve a goal or to make a change. And so it's important that you think about it and create one that is meaningful to you and that's strong enough. Another piece of your action plan is, what are the benefits for you and for others? And it's really important here to focus in what are the benefits for you. You need to have something to strive towards and to feel good about and to be able to celebrate as you move towards change. And also others, and you can define others any way you want: your family, your peers, your children, your community, your workers, so the definition of others is very personal, and you can add as many as you want. But think about how this change or this goal that you want to achieve is going to be a positive for those individuals. The other one is barriers. We all know that difficulties are going to come by as we move towards achieving our goals. So really listing those can be very, very healthy to understand that if we have a plan, we know something is going to get in our ways, but we are willing to do the work to make it happen. And then the all important detailed steps in which you're going to outline exactly what you're going to do with specific measurements and small accomplishments. So you're always moving forward to achieve the overall result that you desire. And we're going to be sending all of you a template with these questions in this format, so each one of you can use that to create your own personal action plan to make one change or reach a goal that you want. Here's a classic model that I think is very important for us to remember and to use. Awareness, acceptance, and action lead to change. They are three important elements that only when the three are present, the change will actually happen. I love the recent joke I heard. How many psychiatrists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is one, but the light bulb has to want to be changed. And that is so true. Only you can make changes in your life. The support you have, the coach, the processes, the tools are just this, but only you can make the changes. So it's very important that you create awareness, that you accept, and then that you have a plan of action. It's simple, but it's not easy. And I think that's what we need to remember. Simple takes work. Simple is achievable. but it's not easy. Let me recap what we have done today. We looked about how people react to external changes, the psychological internal process that happens when change is upon us. And really, it creates endings, it creates an uncertain in between, and a future that's not well defined. But we have ways and tools to go through this process, and the awareness that this process exists allows us to move forward in a confident way. I shared with you the base model for change that I have created, and we went into more detail in the second foundation of the model, awareness, as a way to go towards change. And also, there was a brief discussion in how to create a plan for change. Now, there's more to the how to for successful change. And this is what I would like to share with you, that I'm in the process of launching an online program, Navigating Change Like a Pro, Possibilities and Innovation in Times of Uncertainty. That's going to start in January of 2021. And why would you want to participate in this? That we're going to be talking an assessment for readiness for change. We're going to be discussing the base for model as the tool, and we're going to have checklists and exercises and actually hands-on process to develop your personal plan for change. And in this program, there's going to be individual coaching with me. Here's the program structure, the 6 weeks, how they are going to work. They are going to be online Zoom calls, and there will be an hour each, time and date TBD, but coming forward soon. And on week 1, we're going to do an exploration of readiness for change, and we're going to discuss the basic tenets of the base model for change and how that can be integrated in your process. The week 2, we're going to discuss the 3 key elements in belief, and there are going to be exercises and tools for you to move forward in creating the foundation for your change process. On week 3, we're going to talk awareness, much more in depth than we did here. We're going to be using a simple assessment for us to start looking at who we are, how do we respond to things. On week 4, we're going to look at the foundations 3 and 4, support and execution, where and how we can find help, and the principles of a plan. In week 5, we're going to be devoted to individual coaching meetings with me. And that's when we're going to go individually to go deeper into your own developmental plan and making sure that you're moving in the direction that you want to achieve your goals. And on week 6 is going to be group discussions on next steps. We're going to review the templates and tools for ongoing process, because the 6 weeks is just the beginning for you to create your opportunity for ongoing change and transformation. I have in special orders for people who come. There will be book discount until the end of this month, December 31st, to buy book, Your Journey of Transformation, a workbook for new you. This is really a paperback that is a workbook. And it's a safe place that you can read and write your thoughts and record your journey of change and transformation. The online program is going to be coming on January 2021. And for this first offering, I'm really doing an extremely discounted offer of $97 for the full 6 weeks, including the coaching with me. But I'm going to limit the space in this program to no more than 20 people. So I do hope that if you're interested, that you do get in touch with me, and we can get your name on the list for this program. And how to connect with me. Tiza at pyleconsultinggroup.com is my email, and yourpathtosuccess.com talks about the individual coaching and offerings and the online programs. And pyleconsultinggroup.com, it's our corporate offerings. It's kind of the umbrella company for us. And Your Path to Success is a division of that is more for the individual coaching process. I do look for feedback, and I would very much appreciate hearing from you and continue this dialogue with the group. I want to thank you for your attention and appreciate your spending this time with me. And I'll be available for future conversations and ongoing dialogue with all of you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.